In the last episode, to the east, we saw the Hojo continuing their invasion of the Kanto region, seizing the city of Edo, while also suffering the destruction of Kamakura. And in the west, the Shimazu would nearly fall into civil war once again, yet they would miraculously endure their hardships as the new daimyo, Shimazu Takahisa, would take power. Now we turn our attention to the east yet again, as the Takeda clan moved to become a major regional power. Since their days as a branch of the once powerful Minamoto clan back in the 12th century, the Takeda had ruled over their province of Kai. By the 1520s, the clan was under the control of the ambitious daimyo, Takeda Nobutora. Nobutora had over the years come into conflict with many of his neighbors, clashing with the Imagawa and Hojo to the south and leading armies into Shinano province to the north, which was home to many lesser clans. Yet, Nobutora would never gain much from his campaigns. In 1531, a coalition of clans from Shinano had endured enough and marched on the Takeda. However, Nobutora would stand strong against this opposition, defeating their short-lived alliance. Although he was not yet in the clear, several years later, in 1535, the Hojo and the Imagawa would join together to attack into Kai. Facing invasions from two large and powerful clans could have meant doom for the Takeda, were it not for Uesugi Tomouki, who would march on the Hojo, having taken notice of the absence of Hojo Ujitsuna, who was leading his forces against the Takeda. Ujitsuna would be forced to break off his invasion of Kai in order to double back and deal with Tomouki. This would just leave the Imagawa to fight the Takeda in a war which would yield no ground to either side. The conflict would end 1 year later in 1536 when the daimyo of the Imagawa clan, Imagawa Ujiteru, died of an illness without naming an heir. Immediately, his brothers, who had been living as monks, returned home and began gathering forces to seize power for themselves, throwing the clan into a civil war known as the Hanagura Disturbance. Both of these men bore the names of monks. Baigaku Shoho was the legitimate heir and had every right to rule the Imagawa clan, yet his half-brother, Ginko Itan, attracted followers due to him being the older of the two, and that his mother had been from a prestigious family. Nobutora and Ujitsuna would both ally with Baigaku Shoho, helping him win the war against his brother, reuniting the fractured Imagawa clan. Having won, Baigaku Shoho would take the name Imagawa Yoshimoto. Looking to strengthen this new friendship, Nobutora arranged for Yoshimoto to marry his eldest daughter. This new union between former enemies shocked Ujitsuna, leading to increased tension and soon open war between the Hojo and Imagawa clan, as Ujitsuna would begin launching assaults into Sagura. With his southern border now secure, as the Hojo and Imagawa began their fighting, Nobutora turned his attention back to his plans to invade Shinano province. In November of 1536, Nobutora set out against the Hiraga-controlled fortress of Unokuchi, accompanied by his young son Takeda Harunobu, who just recently came of age. Eventually, Takeda Harunobu would come to be known as the Great Takeda Shingen. But right now, he was just a boy who had never seen war. Takeda forces laid siege to Unokuchi for 34 days. Yet as the defenders held firm, Nobutora's determination began to fade. And as winter set in, he ordered a withdrawal back to Kai. As they began their sad journey home, Harunobu would be ordered to take up the rear guard for the remainder of their march. However, he was still eager to prove himself. Early one morning, he ordered his men to break off and march back towards Unokuchi, where they found that the Hiraga clan had completely dispersed their army, believing the Takeda siege to be over completely, only leaving 100 men in the castle. Harunobu decided to split his forces into 3 groups, leading one on an assault of the castle, while the other 2 formed ranks outside. This worked to fool the defenders, as they could not determine how large the attacking army was. This led to the fall of Unokuchi, and Harunobu's first victory. He would return to his father Nobutora with the head of the commander of Unokuchi. However, Nobutora would not give any praise to Harunobu, instead scolding him for the stupidity of his actions. This was most likely because Harunobu's younger brother Takeda Nobushige was often seen as Nobutora's favorite son, and most likely the one who would be named heir to the Takeda clan instead of Harunobu. However, even though Nobutora refused to celebrate his son's heroic victory, in secret many of the Takeda commanders admired Harunobu's actions. So, what can we learn from this? Throughout the earlier years of the Sengoku Jidai, the Takeda clan, led by Takeda Nobutora, would continue to fight against their neighbors to little effect. However, after aiding Imagawa Yoshimoto during the Hanagura Disturbance, the Takeda would see a new alliance come into being between the clans, as the Hojo now found themselves at odds with the Imagawa. This would allow the Takeda to march north once again, attacking the fortress of Unokuchi, where Takeda Harunobu, soon to be known as Takeda Shingen, would succeed in taking the castle during his first ever battle. In the next episode, we will see the Hojo complete their invasion of Musashi, eventually leading them to come into conflict with a Satomi Ashikaga alliance at the Battle of Konodai. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell if you enjoyed this video and found it to be most informative.